let's talk about, a little bit about how you got to here, right? Ashley Crain, 41 years old.
Yeah. How did I get to East Lansing on
We know how you
beautiful
got to East
Wednesday?
Grew up in Ontario?
Toronto. Grew up in Toronto.
You're not the first Canadian on the show.
Oh, that's offensive. What other Canadians do you know?
Well, also a great golfer. Won the Canadian Am last year. Ashton McCullough from the Michigan State golf team.
Okay.
Played in the U.S. Amateur last year.
Yeah.
So he's from Ontario area, Windsor. So
yeah, I think he's over near London, Ontario. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But a great golfer, and
awesome.
he was real interesting. So now we have two great golfers, but you grew up in Canada, and golf was not your first sport.
No. Was that the first time you've heard that story yesterday? About my...
Yes. Yeah. So you were is it fair to say you were a world-class downhill skier?
Yeah, I would say that. I was on a Canadian team, so I was
the Canadian skiing team.
All over the world, racing all over the world.
In high school?
In high school. I went to a ski school specifically for that, so boarding.
And Toronto's a major city.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Not many skiers come from Toronto, but believe it or not, there's quite a few accomplished just north of the city.
And you have one older brother who's pretty older than you, right?
7 years older. So
right.
Maybe I was a mistake, but who knows? My parents are still denying it to the day.
Maybe the only mistake you've ever made in your life, right?
Yeah.
Only mistake ever associated with you. But then your dad is insurance, and your mom is.
She did medical research my whole life. It was more of a odd end jobs, so she could raise us. And my dad was really busy with his business.
And skiing is not something you can go out and learn in the backyard like basketball or some other sport. You got to get in the car and you got to drive to the slope, and it's a significant involvement from the parental side, kind of like hockey or
exactly
or golf maybe to some degree.
They did kind of pawn me off to the boarding school though, so I could get as good as I could get, because I don't know if they would have been possible.
And where'd you do that?
So up in Collingwood, it's 2 hours north of Toronto. They have it's called the National Ski Academy. So anyone who wants to take this very seriously, you go there. Half the day you ski, half the day you go to school.
And I mean, you put on skis. Are you instantly a prodigy, or is it just we're going to send her here and however she turns out, she turns out?
Yeah, no, I met a girl. I went to summer camp every year and ended up bonding with this one girl, Jennifer Montes. And I was gung-ho on snowboarding, and we ended up being members of the same ski club up in Collingwood. And she was like, no, you have to race. Snowboarding's on its way out. So she was the one who really convinced me to...
That would have been 25 years ago or 30 years ago, right? So just the beginning of snowboarding, really.
I know. She's like, this isn't for the cool guys. The skiers are still cool then. So I was like, I'll try this racing thing. And then I think it was the coach. I ended up with this amazing coach, and I think that made all the world a difference.
One person can influence,
I think that's the biggest
thing.
thing.
So tell me what that looks like, a juvenile, junior sort of racing.
I think natural, obviously there's a natural ability to it, but then I think that coach at a young age is super important when you meet them, and they teach you discipline and give you the confidence that maybe you do have something special. And I don't know if he was telling that to everyone, but he made me feel special. So
and you competed all over the world.
Yeah, later. So the first few years, obviously, I was just getting my bearings, and then I fell in love with it and got obsessed with it. And then once I started competing...
There's the downhill, right? Or is that what they call it, the downhill?
So there's downhill, so it's almost like going straight down.
Right.
And then Super G, a couple more turns.
Right.
And then you've got GS quicker, and then slaloms, where you hit the gates and have to wear shin guards.
And you did all 4 of those.
I did all 4, but I was better at the GS and slalom portion.
Okay.
A little quicker. The bigger girls were better at the downhill. I think that when you weigh more, you go faster.
Well... I'm sure you were great at it, though, right?
Yeah.
Very competitive.
I didn't have any fear.
So where are you skiing in high school?
So you go up, it's similar to Nubs Knob or Boyne Highlands, lots of ice. So you're learning how to carve better than the West Coasters. So it's almost a
But
better.
you're competing all over the world?
At that time, it was all local. And then once you got better, like you started training in South America every summer. So then I got this love of travel. So I really wanted to make the team, make my parents proud so I could just travel in the summer.
So did you ski Patagonia or down Chile?
Yeah, down in Chile every summer, down in the Valle, Nevada, Colorado.
Their ski season is right now.
Yeah. So if you want to follow the
Opening
snow, you go
day.
down. It's their winter.
My my son and I are planning a trip to Chile, so this August. So
Are you really?
I'm looking forward
Skiing?
to. Yes.
No way. Are you going to Valle, Nevada?
I don't know. I mean, I do everything at the last minute.
I was
so.
talking to Casey about taking the kids down there. Like once they get out of school, I thought it would be fun to go skiing. Like
in the
in summer. Yeah,
Right.
they don't. Their heads wouldn't understand it.
So, but we skied not at that level, obviously, but we would. Lansing used to actually have a ski club and it had a hill, and we would build a jump in our backyard, and we had a little slope, and we'd ski down. We'd try and do a helicopter. We'd try and do
Yeah.
the hot dog stuff. We were more freestylers than racers. We didn't really affiliate, but I understand. Like you're talking tenths of a second that can decide whether you're
Make or break.
first or second. And what is that like growing up in high school when, your image of yourself is a skier and it turns on tenths of a second, right?
Yeah. I don't think you really think about it. Like I think about it more now that I'm an adult. I look back, I'm like, how dumb was this? Like every little turn you made, like I wish I was smarter like then as I am now. Because if you actually thought about the inspection you did on a course and certain turns, like that little edge, like that's ruined the race for you. So it's like, I think at the time, maybe it's better when you don't overthink it and you just go.
And so you obviously did well and became very accomplished,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And tell me what that means. You're on the U.S. ski.
No, I'm I was a Canadian junior racer.
Okay.
So then I moved out to Calgary. Like my mom moved out with me. I made the team there, and like that was kind of the progression. And then I had Olympics on my brain.
Right.
And when I moved out there, I don't know if it was like more I was out of my community and just had a bad season, but I just had a really bad year when I moved out west, and that was kind of it for me. Like I hurt myself. I changed my ski vendor. I went from Rossignol to Dynastar, and I don't think they're as good. Not to blame the equipment,
Right.
but there was like a culmination of things that I got to the point where you had to make a decision. Like, are you going to go on this in this
And
direction?
how old are you then?
Like 18 years old.
Yeah, so pretty major decision, right?
Yeah, for a just adult.
Yeah.
But I think it makes you grow up though too when you're traveling all over
and
the
you
world without your parents.
You decide. I can't remember the friend's name. What was her name? Molly. The influencer, your friend who said he can't snowboard.
Oh, Jen.
Jen.
Like my early friend. She was like the 9-year-old
you tell
friend.
Jen, screw this.
Yeah. No, she wasn't in the game anymore, but we're still friends. No, I had a bad injury, and I saw friends going off to college and deciding this wasn't for them, or I saw some kids that continued on this path of ski racing, and it's like you keep going and then you miss the window of college and you don't make the Olympics. So I was thinking about all of those things.
It's a tough way to sort of do your track. So you make a decision.
Maybe just overthinking it too.
At 18 that you're going to give up competitive skiing.
Yeah. And then I think, okay, well, at least I can get a scholarship to the U.S. So, and that's what my dad did. So my dad, for skiing, like a lot of friends were like, oh, I can go to the U.S. and be on, Vermont ski team or Colorado ski team. So I went on all these tours, and they were offering me like half a scholarship because the ski teams didn't have a lot of money. And my dad's like, I'm not paying U.S. dollars for you to go to the U.S. and only get a half a scholarship.
Yeah, well, Canada has good colleges, right?
Really good. And
it's great. They have a great school in Toronto, right?
Yeah, Toronto, like out west, anywhere.
Right.
They have ski teams. So I was thinking that, but I always wanted to do something different, and I always wanted to go to the U.S. because that's what my dad
Your
did.
dad was a golfer.
Yeah.
Was he Canadian too?
Yeah, from Toronto, All-American at Ohio State.
Right.
If I'm allowed to say that on this podcast.
Yeah, sure.
So he's a Buckeye. He actually went down on a hockey scholarship, and it switched to golf. And then he became a 2-time All-American golfer.
What years would that have been?
I think it was like 75, 76,
So
something like that.
way after Nicholas.
Yeah.
Almost 15 years.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
unbelievable college golfer.
Yeah,
He's still a great golfer to this day.
Yeah, I mean, if you went to Ohio State, he was in a long line of probably All-Americans and professional golfers.
Yeah. But how fun. At the time, they only had golf in the spring. So he played hockey in the fall.
Oh, wow.
And I think they're one of the best teams in the country, usually are. And then he played hockey in the spring. Or, sorry, golf in the spring.
Yeah, well, 2 sports.
Yeah.
And so you decide to quit skiing and do what?
So I quit skiing, and I've hit the golf ball around my whole life. I've caddied for my dad every summer in like the Ontario Amateur.
That's not that obvious, though, that yes. It's not that, it's obvious that you've been around golf, but the idea that, especially if you're skiing in South America in the summertime, that all of a sudden you're going to just pick up a golf club.
No, it's like absurd to actually
Right.
think that. I know, but that's just me. So one of my best friends, her name is Ashley too. So I have all these friends that were like pivotal moments
Right.
in my life.
Right.
So she was this incredible golfer, and I knew her from the club because that's where my dad played. And we went to high school or grade school together. And then she ended up, I think, coming first or second in the Canadian Junior. So she's this great golfer. But I think we somehow convinced her to golf. So then it comes all full circle. And she's
That's
like, you know what? There's Title IX. I don't know if you've heard of it, but
You could play golf.
there's they're giving away women's golf scholarships. I think maybe you could get a scholarship. I'm like, yeah, but they're only
So
offering.
this would have been
I think it was late
23
90s.
years ago?
Yeah. So I graduated in 06. So yeah, I think it was 2001.
Yeah.
2001.
They don't just give them away.
By the way, there's
they
a
don't
reason why I know now. Like she was just saying that at the time there was not enough women golfers to fill the scholarships they had available,
Okay.
and they're getting rid of men's teams, like
Yes,
men's track
that's true.
team
But you must have been not just a.
like I could shoot 90s. Like I
Okay.
played in one tournament that summer because I'm like I think I can maybe do this. I shot 89 in a local tournament and then a 90.
Okay.
So that's not horrible.
It's high school golf, essentially.
But never played in a tournament in my life,
Right,
ever.
right.
So I said to my dad, why don't I go play in a couple tournaments, see how this goes?
And you must have liked it.
I love it, yeah.
Right.
I've always liked hitting it around. I never had enough patience to get through 18 holes.
Right.
So we end up playing a couple of tournaments, and my friend and I just think it's fun. We do a video, like DVD. There's a pink collegiate book. We went through all these schools, and we basically just wrote to all the state schools because my dad went to Ohio State, so I assumed
Oh.
every state school was the same, not knowing
Right.
if their program's unbelievable or
Right.
not. So I send them my swing, told them I'm this accomplished skier. My dad was a 2-time All-American golfer. I've caddied for him my whole life, like really played it well on paper.
Yeah. And basically, back in 2000, believe it or not, that's what you had to do. You had to promote yourself.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't as much information and data as there was today. And golf coaches, a lot of coaches in the non-revenue sports, if they didn't get your information, you weren't on their radar.
Exactly, especially if you weren't playing in tournaments at the
Right,
time.
right.
So I really sell myself, and I get one call back. And Ashley and I are going crazy. This is so fun. She's going to Mississippi State. There's like a bus that takes me
MSU?
from TSU. Yeah, no.
Mississippi
Oh, she
State.
went to Mississippi State. Yeah,
Yeah, MSU, right.
MSU. So we looked up the bus route, and it's like 6 hours from Nashville to Starkville, Mississippi, and everything will be great if they give me a scholarship.
And you got a letter from?
Tennessee State University.
Okay.
So I'm like, this sounds fun. Nashville. All I know is like Music City or
Right,
Dolly Parton or
right.
whatever you've heard from.
But you're not like naive. You're not a naive 18-year-old. You've traveled all over the world. You lived in boarding schools, and you've kind of have life experiences, right?
For sure. But again, like you said, there's no information. We have no cell phones, we're not
Right.
Googling really things at the
Right.
time. So the coach calls me and said, can you come down for a visit? And I'm like, this is the most exciting thing ever. Like I've gone on all these college visits for skiing, and now I'm going
Right.
for golf. And my dad's like, all right, let's go. So we go down. There's nobody on campus. It's like this beautiful campus.
Summertime, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Heart of Nashville. There's, it's it's a great school. There's a journalism program. I wanted to get into journalism. The coach doesn't tell me anything. So he said, we actually have enough money to give you a full ride. And my dad's like, what? This is bizarre. Like,
Right.
I've done all this by myself behind the scenes, and he's just like coming along for the ride.
And you're shooting 90.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, lucky to shoot 90 because he's
Right.
on my bag reading every putt and
Right.
telling me what to do. And I basically don't know what the heck I'm doing. So anyway, so he gives me an offer for a full ride. And I'm like, this is insane. I can do that, or I can go to school in Canada with all my boring high school friends
Right.
and stay the course.
You're in Nashville, which is a great city.
Yeah. So I end up deciding this is what I'm going to do. My dad's like, this is bizarre, but if you want to do it, he can never tell me no.
It's not, right. So
I end up signing a letter of intent. I'm going down. Everyone's very confused that I'm going on a golf scholarship because I've been skiing my whole life. And September we come down, we drive down from Toronto. I don't have a car. We drive through the gates, and I'm actually matched with a Swedish roommate. So I'm really excited to be running around with another blonde gal. We can go.
They must know how to ski, right?
Exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly. So we come through the gates, and I don't see any white people, which is unusual. Like,
Right.
I'm coming from Toronto. It's very multicultural, but I've never not seen like another white person. So I'm like, this is strange. So I go through and end up going through the dorm, and I'm excited to meet my roommate, and she's black. And I was like, oh. So a few minutes later, my suite mate comes through. Never forget. She was actually ended up being one of my great friends and an attorney now. She goes, girl, what are you doing here? And I was like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? She goes, this is a HBCU.
Right.
And I'm like, what's an HBCU? She's like, a historically black college that you are not supposed to be here. I'm like, well, I'm here to play golf. So it turned, my dad's like, what is an HBCU? Like, in Canada, we would never have a school just for a certain race. Like, it's bizarre.
I don't think that, I'm sure that acronym existed back in 2000, but you know what I mean? It's not, it's much more common today, the acronym, than at least in my vocabulary.
Historically Black College University.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody in Canada would know what that is. Like, you do not segregate people by race, period.
Right.
So that was like a little bit of a shock. So anyway, my mom's looking at me like, okay, well, have a great time.
Good
My
luck.
dad's crying. Everyone's like worried about leaving me there. But I'm like, I'll be fine. Tomorrow morning I have my golf team meeting. So next morning I go in there. They're all black. There's one lady, she's 45 years old, comes to the golf team meeting. And the coach is like, all right, who's played golf before? And one's like, I played putt-putt. Nobody's played golf. I'm the only one who's actually swing a golf club. And we're a Division I women's golf team.
Oh, my God.
So you can imagine how that goes for
and
the
you're
rest
on
of the season.
And you're a full ride.
Full ride. Everyone's getting scholarships. It's like we're the bad news bears on the circuit.
But it had to have been a good experience.
Oh my God, it was incredible. I wouldn't have changed a thing because gave me like a whole different perspective.
And back then, golf was a fall and spring, right?
Yeah, we did both seasons.
Yeah, and
Tried to
so
play as much as I never would have learned the game of golf had I not just done this.
then you played all the time.
Yeah, every day. All
And
I did
you
was
s-
practice.
and
I knew
you
how
s-
to practice because of skiing. Like, every day I had to ski, or every day I had to do triathlon training. Like,
Right.
I was ready.
And you study,
I studied communications and journalism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and how was that experience?
it was good. Yeah, it was just I thought that's what I wanted to do, and I loved to write.
And by the end of the season, how good a golfer are you?
So, funny enough, I go through the season. Nobody wants to play with us. Like, we're getting disinvited to tournaments because it was so bad. Like, the girls were shooting
Oh, you
over
mean
200
they were
around. 200. One tournament that we were all waiting. She was number 5 player, and she kept hitting balls into the water. And then everyone goes, hit it over the bridge. So she put it over the bridge just to get it over the body of water, like just known all over the circuit. So we end up playing through the season. I played pretty well. And then I heard about the National Minority Championship that was in Florida. And I really wanted to go to Palm Beach. So I said to my coach, I heard about this National Minority Championship. He goes, well, we're not going to make that. And I said, yeah, but I heard individual player, the best from every minority school gets to go, and I'm the best player. And he goes, well, that's not going to happen. So I said, okay, well, theoretically I could go. He goes, actually, why don't you go talk to the athletic director and see what she says? And she was, I don't see why not. So he sends me to the National Minority Championship.
Right, so they pay for it.
Pay for everything, and I go with the boys team because they qualified. And I end up, I swear to God, you can read it online, but I end up winning the thing. I was on the Golf Channel.
What do you mean winning the thing?
I shoot 74, 74, 78.
You win a national.
Yes. I am the national minority champion in 2001 or whatever, with like a ring. Like I am like a national champion. So I win the national championship. I get calls from all these different schools, like other programs. And I ended up transferring to Old Dominion.
Back before the portal.
Yeah.
Did you have to sit out?
Nope. I just went over.
You went to Old Dominion, which is in Virginia?
Virginia, yeah. And not to dump my team, but nobody was taking it seriously, and I started to really like the game. I had never shot in the 70s in a tournament. I just got in a group that week and won.
And
it's crazy.
And so you go to Old Dominion.
Go to Old Dominion. I end up, it's another inaugural program, but everyone's
inaugural
golfer.
meaning
Like first
they didn't
time.
have a women's golf team. Now they do.
Yeah, I'm their first of Tennessee, first of Old Dominion.
Okay.
So, but lots of great players like Ireland girls and English girls.
Right, which is not uncommon when you're trying to build a golf team to bring international players.
Yeah, so I ended
make
up playing
the team?
there. Made the team. I was captain for the 3 years I was there.
So you're not shooting 90s.
Shooting now like 80s consistently, but then sometimes in the 70s. And then by my senior year, I had like some rounds in the 60s.
Really?
In tournaments.
So
every day practicing. Like that's all I did was chip and putt.
Yeah. And so tell me what your academic life is then.
Like in terms of like how were my grades?
You're studying. Well, I mean, that's protected.
Okay.
That's protected. But what kind of life is, besides studying? I mean, besides practicing, what are you doing? I mean, is there a social life down there?
Yeah, I didn't really have much of a social life at Tennessee State. It was a bit. I had Amy, my suite mate, who took me out a bunch. Actually, tried to get me to Russia Black Sorority, which I bailed out at the last minute. I didn't think that was a great idea. But Old Dominion was fun. Yeah, I had great girlfriends on the lacrosse team, and my golf buddies were awesome.
And it's interesting that you talk about I was so used to the ski dedication and the working out and working on your time trials and doing whatever you do and you're able to transfer that.
And I think that's how I got good so quickly.
Because they're not really it's not like you're going from skiing to wakeboarding or skiing to, another board sport where you're talking about being on your edge. Golf is almost completely different, right?
Completely different.
But there is some kind of
strength maybe with my legs. I had a little of that.
Maybe it's just the dedication to practice,
dedication, right? And probably doing it the right way too. I think a lot of people just go out and bang balls and they're not doing it the right way. Not that I knew how, but
yeah.
I did have a coach in Nashville came up to me on the range and he's like, I can't see you hit your driver anymore. He's like, if you want to learn how to golf, he gave me a shag bag and he's like, just hit chip and putt every day. So that's all I did, and I think that's what made the biggest difference.
Off.
I think if anyone wants to get better at golf, just go chip and putt.
Two things that I kind of say is that if you become good at one thing or great at one thing, you can become great at something else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's certain, regardless of what it is, it's that certain dedication and commitment and effort. You can transfer that, and that sounds like, you were able to do that. Between skiing and golf and, something you wanted to do. You're far away from home. Yeah. You're kind of on your own. And golf is really a solitary sport, a little bit like skiing.
Yeah, I loved it. And there was no phones really at the time. So I'd put my Walkman on and go and chip and putt for days. And
iPod. Is it iPod?
Yeah, it was like a Walkman or an iPod, I think, actually, at the time. But
and you, and the other thing I always say is no matter how good of parents you are, it's your kids' friends that have a big influence,
I know.
right?
This is the first time I actually thought about it when I'm talking
and your
with you.
friends seem to have a great influence on you, right?
For sure. Like I would have just snowboarded, and she was like, "No, you have to ski race because I'm ski racing."
And you know, we can only influence who our kids' friends are by so much. I mean, you hope that they, you know, you can't really say I don't like that person because
then they're going to want them to be friends more, or the boyfriend, or whatever it is.
You graduate from the Old Dominion.
Yep.
And you don't just you go on to bigger things, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I had a great internship with IMG, the management group.
Yes.
So that
Is it Mark McCormick was IMG?
He was in Cleveland. And
then,
I think also Arnold Palmer was a part of that originally.
Well, Nicholas and Palmer were both part of IMG at least. Yeah.
And then Teddy Forsman.
How do you get that job?
I met somebody, I can't remember how I met them. Like I met someone who knew Teddy Forsman and then connected me with this internship, which was a unpaid, like impossible internship to get. And I got it, but it was like 80-hour weeks.
2006, 2007?
Yeah.
So Tiger's been out about 10 years?
Yeah, he was there at the time with Mark, whatever.
And what are you doing there?
I was working at a women's golf tournament just outside of New York, Westchester, New York, a match play tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did that all summer, like prepping for the golf tournament.
So affiliated with IMG?
Yes.
And
because I knew if I had that on my resume, it'd be easy to get into the sports world in some way.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I don't really know at the time. I think I wanted to get into journalism, but then every time I had like an opportunity, like I did sideline reporting at Old Dominion, and it was like I screwed it up every time. I always got nervous. So I didn't know if maybe it was going to be a behind the scenes thing. I don't know. But that was kind of, and then I thought, okay, maybe I want to be a sports agent. Like that's the path I'm going to go.
That's IMG, right? And
yeah.
Tiger Woods' dad is there, I think, working at IMG for a while. And
was Tiger Woods' time?
Actually, that was when he was in high school. So it would have been like in the 95 almost.
Yeah, I'm like, how can I get to Mark Steinberg and work under him somehow? So that was kind of like.
And then where do you go?
So then I ended up at this Forsman Little conference, and Peter Uberoth was there, and he was the head of the U.S. Olympic Committee.
Right.
So I pinned him down. I'm like, I want to go work at the
U.S. Wasn't he part owner of Pebble Beach?
Yeah, I think he still is. Yeah. I don't know if he's still alive or not. So anyway, he gave me an opportunity to interview at the U.S. Olympic Committee. Because I'm like, I'll take any job they have. Because if I get in there, then I can maybe decide what I want to do with my life. Right. So I end up getting a job there. And it's the coolest job ever. I get to go to China. Similarly.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It was like relations. I was in development, but not asking people for money. I was like helping them facilitate their trip to the Olympics. And then I got to go to China for a couple months and like prepare everything for everyone's arrival. Where are we going to go to dinner?
So that would have been the Olympics that were at
2008, Beijing.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I was there.
Was that winter or summer?
Summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were there for the Olympics.
Yeah. It was the coolest experience.
And you're 24?
How old was I?
25?
I'm 41. So what's the math?
17.
Michigan State math.
Yeah, 17 years.
Yeah, 17 years ago. So yeah, 24.
Yeah.
23, 24. So I did that. But in the meantime, I was playing in a charity event in LA, a golf charity event, and they were doing a big break casting on the range.
Okay.
And I just asked them what they're doing. And like, you remember Big Break?
Yeah, sure. Rick Smith.
Yeah. So I end up saying to them, like, I want to be on the Big Break, just joking. And they're like, why don't you let me get you on camera?
Yes, of course.
Tell us something.
You'd be great.
So I end up telling them I'm the national minority champion.
Yeah,
and like give them the
yeah.
story. So they're like, we love this. So I get a call back, and I'm now in China working on the Olympics, and they want me to be on the Big Break, Hawaii. So I made it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. My boss is like, you're not leaving for 2 weeks to be on this.
Let me just back up a minute. You're playing in a charity event
at Trump International in LA.
Like how do you get invited to that?
I don't even know either. There's like a friend in LA I'd always play golf with, like their group. Like every time they golf, wanted to bring me to charity events because I get to play from Reds.
They want to
win.
woman who hits it a long ways because of the teaser.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that happened.
Yeah. So now you're on the.
Now
big-
I've made it on the big break, and my parents are like, "What is What is going on? Like,
Yeah.
this is so funny."
Yeah, you just call up and say, "Mom, Dad, I got this great job. I'm working for the Olympic Committee, but I'm gonna give that all up and go on the big break."
Yeah. So I asked my boss. She's like, "I can't let you off for 2 weeks," and I'm like, "Please."
2
like,
weeks.
2 weeks, and then I end up like finagling to the CEO, and he's like, "Why don't you just take unpaid, but we'll have you come back?" So I take the 2 weeks break, but then I go out to Hawaii and I get these horrible migraines. And when I get there, I'm like sick as a dog. I like throwing up for 2 days.
Well, that's
and they're like,
terrible.
if you aren't better by the end of today, we're going to have to pull in
Pull somebody else.
yeah, they
alternate.
brought 2 alternates on the trip. So they end up, I get bounced. So now I'm like not on the big
That was a small break.
yeah. So I'm like, oh my God.
The big
So
small
one of the
break.
producers is like, well, we have a new show coming up. It's going to be like an amazing race. And you couldn't find a partner, but like, we'll slot you in. You're in that TV show if you want it. I'm so sorry what happened.
Tell me what network it is. 'Cause that
The
wasn't-
Golf Channel.
Yeah, that was the Golf Channel for the big break, right?
Yeah. So then I'm like so sad. Like I didn't get to be on the big break. I'm flying
State's
home.
Michigan State's had a lot of people on the big break.
Have they?
I think
Yeah, I
Casey
think a million
Lubon.
people.
I think Casey Lubon and
Yeah.
but that was early on. It was kind of a big deal.
It was for the first few seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if my one would have been. But anyway, I go back sad that this didn't happen but excited because now I'm going to be on. And so I call Ashley. I'm like, they told me I can pick a partner and I can be on this new pilot they're doing for the Golf
Right.
Channel. So I go back. I don't end up taking my 2 weeks off, so it works perfectly. And then Ashley and I go and we get onto this new show they started called Highway 19, Highway 18. Highway 18 or 19? Highway
18 would make sense.
No, I know, but 19 was, I thought for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's Highway 18. So we end up on another show, and it went really well. So we got to the last episode. Everyone gets like kicked off as we go.
Eliminated. You're in
Eliminated.
the final.
And we get to the
you're in
finals.
the finale.
Yeah. And we
2
didn't
hour
win,
you didn't win.
unfortunately. But it was a fun show. So then we did that, and then Ashley and I then got hired by the Golf Channel to do some fun travel series. And I was like, okay, maybe this is what I'm going to do. And yeah. So anyway, that was
How long do you do that for?
that was just like a month thing. I leave the Olympic Committee thinking this is my big moment to be on the Golf Channel. And the 2 of us, I don't know if it was like she didn't really want to be on TV. So we did a good job, but
Ashley,
it wasn't
the
for us.
other Ashley didn't want to be on TV.
I don't think so. So it was kind of forced. Like she
Yeah.
went to business school, and so we had fun with it for a couple months. And then I actually got a offer in England to work at Sky Sports under some other golf reporter. So I was going to move there, and then in the midst of it all, I met my husband.
You're in Colorado
We're in Colorado at a conference.
for
It's a
Private
private
equity.
equity conference, but it was through IMG that I met
Oh, I got
Natalie
it.
Galbus. So I was there helping her with the golf.
Natalie is
She was like amazing, like the Anna Kournikova of golf.
right,
Super accomplished LPGA golfer.
and she was a client of IMG.
Yeah, I'm really close to Teddy Forsman, who was putting on the conference. It was called Forsman and Little. It's a lot like, have you heard of Allen and Company? They do it out in Sun Valley. It's like a conference with like everybody. It's so many different industries, and he puts them together, hoping that they do deals while they're there, and then he
Right.
gets a piece of all the deals.
Right.
Like Martha Stewart's there, and like Bill Clinton was there, and David Ledbetter was there,
And you're there.
and I'm there. Like I
Right.
don't fit in at all.
And Casey Crain is there.
And Casey Crain was there.
And you meet him, and tell me, how old is he? How much older is he than you, or younger?
5 years older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the last night, they mix everyone up. Like if you're married, you're not at the same table. So I end up at a table with the royal family. I'm with Prince Andrew. And this is like in the midst of.
This is not like real.
Yeah, it doesn't feel real, but Prince Andrew is like in the thick of the whole Epstein thing. And
Right.
how I didn't
He
get pulled
probably
into that, I
asked
don't
you. He probably asked to have you at his table.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So I end up at his table, and Casey had his girlfriend there at the time. So she had climbed all 7 summits. That's why she was there doing the hiking part.
Oh, really?
But she was 40 and he was 30. So I didn't think they were together.
I got you.
Yeah, he liked the older ladies at the time. So I'm with the British royal family bazaar. We all end up at the bar after the St. Regis in Aspen. And
It's a great hotel.
yeah, beautiful hotel,
Yeah.
fun bar. And his girlfriend,
And
Annabelle.
what year is this? Like 2008, 2009?
Yeah, it's 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right after the Olympics.
Right.
Yeah, or maybe before. I can't remember. But anyway, they're all very close friends. So his girlfriend was friends with Andrew and everyone. She was from London. So Casey and I got shoved off to the side like the commoners. So we were just hanging out at the bar, shooting the shit.
Right.
I told him I worked for the Olympic Committee, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'd love to go to the Olympics someday." Gets my card, and I don't hear from him for months. So a few months later, he like reaches out, but my email bounces back because now I'm with the Golf Channel. So there was more to all that. But yeah, so that's
Eventually
how we
you
met.
guys connect.
We
But where are you?
I am in LA going back. I was doing the travel show, so it was
And
in
he's
Vegas.
he's in Detroit.
He's in Detroit. And I
Right.
think he maybe made up.
Detroit-ish.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I have a business meeting in LA." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, we should get together for a drink or whatever." So he comes out, and the night we were supposed to get together, I said, I'm busy. Like, I just,
I got a headache.
yeah, I just wasn't. So he was like, "Well, screw this chick. Like, I'm done with you." So then I said, "You know what? Tomorrow morning, my mom was in town visiting.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm going to drop her off in Santa Monica. Maybe we can grab breakfast." I thought that was a little more. So we grabbed breakfast, and then for a week straight, we just hung out together and had the best time. He took me to like a business meeting with the head of Toyota. We did all sorts. It felt like The Bachelor. So we had a lot of fun, and one thing led to another.
Ever since.
Yeah.
But at some point you decide to move to Michigan,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So I was already in the hopper to go to England because I got a job
This
offer.
guy.
Yes. So
And?
so he was like, "No, like maybe my uncle owns Golf Week magazine. Maybe you and your friend could get a job there." And at the time, Ashley hadn't gotten a job yet, and she was freaking out. So I was like, "Oh my God." So, okay, I like this guy a lot, but I already have a job. I love England. I want to like explore
Right.
the world. Or do I stay and maybe get a job for two of us? So we went and interviewed with his uncle just to see what the offer might be.
Right.
And it was a very
Golf
good.
Week was a big back
Huge.
then, right?
Yeah, so he offered us to do our own show online, like a webisode.
Yeah,
which
which didn't make any sense.
No. We were
Right.
going to have, Ashley didn't really want to do webisodes, and then we could write for the magazine. So, and it was a better offer than the London offer.
Right.
And I like this guy. So, like 2-for-1 deal, I stay. And then that kind of the rest is history.
Stay where though?
So I moved to Orlando
Okay.
with Ashley, which is funny. So she ends up, it was a fashion show on Golf Week, the webisode.
Yeah.
And she like changed someone's outfit, and then she ended up marrying him. So she's still in Orlando with the guy
that's
that
great.
she, so because of her,
You're a really good friend, aren't you? You really connected her up.
it's so crazy. But she got me to golf, and isn't that funny how the world works? Like one decision
I
you
don't
make.
think it works like that for everybody.
I don't know.
But I think for some people are able to make things happen.
Yeah. Or it's like you think one thing, like if I didn't golf, where would I be today? Or
Right.
if I didn't ski, like I guess you can say that for anything. But if Ashley didn't talk about Title IX and we didn't,
Change the facts. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you change the facts, everything changes. So how do you get from Orlando to
he proposes like 2 months later.
Oh really?
I
So quick.
didn't ask my dad. My parents were
6
like
months?
furious. No, I think it was like 3 months or something.
3 months he proposes.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not sure I should say yes, but why not? The
Yeah, why
story
not?
of my life. Why
Yeah,
not?
Yeah, good for you.
So then I'm now supposed to move to Detroit, which I know nothing about and had no interest in living,
Closer to Toronto though.
which is nice. Yeah. So it's been really nice for my parents and the
Mm-hmm.
grandbabies to see them.
And you get married obviously, and how much longer
So we get married. And
or do you work while you're married?
so I keep writing, and then I do some of the stuff with Ashley as much as I can. Like we go up to Warwick Hills for the Buick, and I would go to some of the golf tournaments with her and do that. But she ended up taking over doing all of that, and I just wrote a bunch of articles as much as I could.
And then you put a pause on work.
I kept working. I think I got pregnant, and so 2009 we got married. Then Hadley was born August of 10.
Right.
So I think I still was working a little, and then I couldn't make my deadlines because I was sleepless and didn't know what to do with a baby. So yeah, I paused on work, and yeah,
and
then
you have 4 more after 2010, right?
yeah, all the girls were like a lineup.
And
We
so,
have a 14, 13, 12, and then a 9-year-old, and then Gus is 3. But
3.
yeah,
So 1 boy and 4 girls.
Yep.
Man,
He is doted on.
that must be tough for Casey.
Yeah, right? I know.
Always
He's going to
has
be in big trouble in a couple more years.
Always got a good excuse to I got to get out of this house. There's too much.
Exactly. Like, you might want to travel a lot more now.
But that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
5 people. I mean, it's you need logistics just to go anywhere, right?
Oh, my God.
It's not
Cars and
easy.
traveling.
And there are obviously, fortunately today, cars that can take 7 people, but not too many, right?
Yeah. No.
Tough to go
Usually it's a divide and conquer
to
situation.
go to church with stuff. I'm one of 10. I don't know if you
wow.
knew that about me. So
I thought it was like 5, but I
No,
didn't know it was 10.
I have-
Same
I
mom?
have 5 sisters and 4 brothers. So there's 5 boys and 5 girls. And back then, you just jammed into the car and nobody cared. And you
Like on the floor.
seat belts and in the back. And
Yeah.
Anyway, sat on people's laps. But now, we have car seats. And so, really it's impacted the
Rules.
family size for good reason, probably.
Yeah,
We used to ride in the back of the truck.
I know. I wish we could still do that.
But-
Sometimes.
Your kids are probably active, right?
Yeah. Lots of soccer, golf.
And your husband's busy.
Yeah. He's
He's got a full-time job, like more than a full-time job,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. He travels a ton, which is,
Right.
I wish I'm got to figure out a travel job next.
But you maintain your golf prowess,
Yeah. I think
right?
I
You
do it.
competed at a very high level,
Yeah.
and you've won your club championship 11 times.
Yeah.
At least one at one club, Oakland Hills, which is,
Yeah, lots
the
of
club
competitors.
of the state of Michigan, maybe.
I would say.
One of the top 2, maybe.
Yeah. What's the other one? Crystal Downs?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if Crystal would be competitive, but Oakland would probably be, in the Detroit area. I don't know if there would be another
Sure.
one.
It's an incredible golf course.
And you've won other club championships, right?
Yeah. I won Bloomfield once and True North. I won my club championship in Toronto when I was young. I don't think they allow juniors to can participate in the club championships anymore, but
And
the
most
ladies
people would just,
just give it up or
No, most people would just be, that's going to be my life as I go to the club and take the kids to the pool and take them to soccer and
yeah, no.
and do, play bridge or whatever. I don't-
Definitely no.
Right?
Please.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's not me.
But you decide, hey, I'm going to get my real estate license.
Yeah. My brother was doing it. That was a whole nother story. We could be here for hours, but he ended up getting into real estate later in life too and was killing it. So I would always be chatting with him about real estate.
And tell me how long you've had your real estate license now.
It's been 6 years.
So 6 years, so just before the pandemic,
Yep.
2019 or 2018, 2019?
Yeah. I think 28 April of 18. So
Yeah, and so you go to work for somebody else.
yeah, I go work under one of the top agents.
And you don't have a ton of experience,
None.
right?
Yeah.
It's not like you've always dabbled in real estate.
No, just learning from my brother and his chats and knowing I think a lot of people do. It's like an addiction for some people, looking on Zillow and dreaming
Right,
about their next
right.
home or so I
What they're going to do and design
and I thought it would be a good thing just to have like as
Right.
you always think about, this would be a really flexible job. I should get into real estate. And I think a lot of people think that when they get into it, and then you realize it's 24/7. You're being bothered
Yeah,
constantly.
and how do you do that? How do you do that?
I am glued to my phone.
You start getting listings,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're working under somebody, but I assume that doesn't last long, right? Because
Yes.
once you start getting clients, and you have a good social network.
Exactly. And that's what that is what real estate is. Like you have
Right.
to have a knack for people, and obviously there's a little bit of a art to finding them the right place.
And doesn't it help that you're perceived as a winner?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I never thought of it that way.
I saw you on my calendar, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to interview Ashley Crain. I'm doing Ashley. Oh, this is exciting. And people are like, I've heard of her.
No, they haven't.
I've heard of her. That's
hopefully
yeah.
in a good
golf,
way.
Yes, golf people. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I've heard of I said, do you know who she is? Well, I don't know her, but I've heard of her. So, winning at golf, there's some modicum of success. And
Yeah, and I think that competitive spirit too.
Right, and real estate's very competitive. And, of course, you're beautiful. That's obvious. So, people want you to sell houses, right?
Yeah, and maybe there's a lot, obviously, to it, too. It's just, I feel like I'm living the life of the people I'm selling houses to, too, and a lot of realtors aren't. So understanding.
You can relate or connect to them.
Yeah, understanding the whole, the school system and the materials of a house and who the right decorator is. And, it's just I'm doing something that I don't think anyone ever has. I don't think a housewife that doesn't need to work, has ever thought about doing real estate. So I feel like
When you say doesn't need to work, it sounds like you need to work.
Well, I need to work for my passion.
So not
and
for the. I'm not talking about your financial situation, but really you need to. You're very driven.
Very. I just can't sit still, and I want to. I needed to do something, and then when I did it, I needed to do it right, and here we are.
Yeah, because you were successful, and I don't even remember the brokerage firm you were with, but you were successful doing that. You could have just done very well that way, but really that didn't. In hindsight, doing that doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, not at all. I think people are like, "What is she? What is going on with her life?"
So what do? You decide.
So I'm working under one of the top agents. I realize I have a better network than she does. But then she's kind of reaping the benefits, and I felt more of an assistant in a way. And I thought, you know what, I think I can just do this on my own. So I go off, and I get Jared Goff as a client. And then this is people are all talking about, oh, Jared Goff, how did she get her? It ended up, I had a friend from LA that was super close with him. Right. So he ends up giving me every line that comes into town. So it's holy shit. I can't do this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't. The capacity with 5 kids and everything. Our whole life is busy. So
but you can't not do it either.
I'm not doing it.
Right.
That's priority over my family. It's priority
not over, but it's in. Well, if somebody buys a $4 million house or $3 million or $2 million,
yeah. I just had this was my moment though. I was this is going to put me on the map,
right?
Because every realtor talking about it. Then he's trusting in me to give me all his, the other players. Right. So I'm I can't do this. So I talked to my brokers, and they said this Canadian gal just moved back into town, had a bad divorce in Wisconsin, but has been doing real estate for a long time, and she's a hustler. I think she can help you. She and I go to lunch, hit it off perfectly because she's Canadian. We just there's a different thing with Canadians. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is, but.
You should meet my friend David Brownback.
Oh, yeah. I should. So she and I hit it off perfectly, and she is, I don't know anyone to hustle more than this woman.
Met her.
Jill, yes, you have. If I text her at 2 a.m, she's up. It's a very unhealthy relationship, but we're just but we work above and beyond any other agent in town. We are at everyone's beck and call. She mostly, 80% of the work goes to her, I think. And we just are business took off.
But when you can make it rain, that's kind of important aspect. And you seem to be able to do that, which is sometimes tough to do.
Yeah. So we were at the brokerage for a year together. Our business blew up. And I said, does it make sense to give the cut, or do you think we could do this on our own, even if we're just working out of our living room? Should we think about it? Because we had this crummy little office there. And like there was no other room for us to move. And we ended up hiring Sophia Eiserman, Steve's daughter. She did all our social media. She then gets her license and starts rolling. So I'm like, okay, now we were building like
Oh, you have a team.
team. So another gal joins us. We're in this Dobby hole of a closet. We talk to the
But
broker.
in fairness, a lot of great realtors
Don't need an office.
don't need an office. They work out of their home or whatever. I mean, they don't. It's a business decision that all realtors, residential, have to make. Do I really want to pay that part of the overhead to the
Yeah,
to the
you
house?
have to make like, are you getting the value out of the brokerage you're
Right.
in to pay them that kind of money?
Right.
So come to find out, so the amount was ludicrous how much we gave to them, and I'm like, we can do this on our own. So we end up leaving,
Right.
and then realizing it's not as easy as you think.
It
was a lot, and
Yeah.
mostly on Jill and Sophia and Kate. So we ended up hiring somebody else to help, and just figured it out. But it was a lot harder than we thought.
So that was about what?
That was September of 24.
So 18, you get your license.
Mm-hmm.
You're with the broker for 6 years, and then you start Crain Homes.
Yeah. So then Crain Homes.
And there's a lot of good reasons. Explain the name.
Yeah, so my husband has this huge media platform, and we've been leveraging the advertising that no one else can pay for. It's very expensive to advertise in Cranes.
Right.
So we're kind of just doing a test market. Why don't we see, like, if we advertise these homes in Cranes, like it's a thing. So it turns into like our bread and butter. Like people are calling, like it's all the right
Right.
people too. Those are the people that are buying your homes in Oakland County.
And I follow your social media. All your homes are, there's no fixer-uppers that I can tell.
There's a few. Like I like the fixer-uppers though.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
know.
we've now we're in this luxury market when you really the
There's
things that pay the
let's
bills.
put it this way: there's no 800 square foot fixer-uppers.
No.
No.
But I'm not against it.
Yeah, I
we'll
know.
sell it all. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's we definitely are in the luxury market, and that's the readership of Cranes too.
Yeah,
They're all,
and that's sort of where that's your network, right?
yes. So we thought that would be great to leverage that taking advantage of your advantage in a way. We go into listing appointments and we have this unbelievable presentation, and people, like, it's hard for them to say no. Like the value you're getting out of us listing your home versus a regular Joe.
And you're disruptive
yeah,
to the
totally
industry in a
very
good way.
disruptive.
In a
Yes.
good way.
Trying to make real estate cool.
Yeah.
Like
and,
it's like never been cool. It's always been cheesy.
And who does your social media stuff?
So Sophia was doing it, and she like created a ton of she's basically created the brand for us, and then we've been just having another local gal help us.
And tell me how many social media platforms you have.
In terms of what, like TikTok?
No,
and
like how many, like Instagram? There's Crain. Is there Crain Homes?
Yeah, Crain Homes,
And then-
Instagram.
And
That's
there's
kind of
just something else. Way too
that's my personal handle. Way too many.
many.
It went from 3 under 30 to 4 too many, and then Gus was born, and I called it way too many.
Way too many.
Yeah, and then that's it. I don't think you can go.
So you have those two.
Yes.
You have your business and your personal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't even didn't realize this was your page, and then I started looking at it. And I go, this is like the same as.
So way too many and Crain Homes. Like they
Yeah.
look kind of overlap.
There's some similar.
Well, they tag me, so then I just repost. And
yeah,
I
exactly.
should just keep it separate.
Do you have
but-
somebody full time doing your social media?
So we did, and then we just got an intern this summer, and she was unbelievable. Like the most unbelievable intern you could ever imagine. I didn't know what we were going to do with an intern, and then I don't want to let her go. So she's
Yeah.
been doing it all summer. So we're currently hiring. So if you know
It
anyone,
looks great. Your social media looks great, and
Yeah.
so you have an office
a really nice office.
in Birmingham,
Yeah, it's the old post office, the Birmingham post office
Mm-hmm.
across from Tallulah.
and you're potentially buying that building, or I can't say.
No, I've been bugging my landlord, like, how can I figure out an investment with you? So he my Casey, Sam Surnow, and I are working on a deal together. So we might have to move, but that's still under the radar.
Well, we can cut that part out of the show.
But yeah.
But you know, those are the things that it's a lot more complicated. You know, where are you going to locate and how are you going to manage people and offices and all
and
things.
Who knew printers would be such a big headache?
and you didn't have to do any of that when you were just working as an agent.
Exactly. So
and how do you think it's worked out?
I think it's been great. It's been hard to figure out the back end systems because there's so many in real estate, from CRMs to contracts that we had to work through, and then you've got E&O insurance and all the things that you have to, as a business owner, think about, which I'm like, wait, what is E&O? So that was just a learning curve. But I think now I feel like confident in everything we've implemented.
Are you still doing sales?
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, there's certain Jill's doing majority of it, but like it's just constant calls like from current or referrals, and now all of our advertising and
who's managing your office?
It's Julia Wolf, which is a funny story because she is actually the ex-wife of my previous broker.
Oh, okay.
Who was working at our brokerage. I didn't poach her. It was just a very healthy.
But you actually have somebody managing your office.
Yeah, we actually have. So we have. She kind of runs mostly all the accounting, and then we just hired a couple months ago an amazing woman by the name of Justina, who's been like handling all the organization events.
And it's fair to say that you're not done?
Yeah, no. You just heard about Black Book today.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I was telling you that I feel like I'm a personal concierge for a lot of the athletes that relocate to town, which I'm happy to be. But it got to be, it's like, how do I leverage this? Because I do love, Venetia, and I do love, but it's just like, I don't need to be continuously telling everyone all my favorite spots.
Where to go and what to do, right?
Yeah, so I thought, since we know how to publish things, why don't we create this beautiful book that everyone can have in their office? I can give it to all our clients at closing that have all our favorite things: the electrician, the handyman, the orthodontic, the vet, like any question I've ever been asked, which are roofers, like you name it, party planners. So we asked them all if they'd be interested in being a part of this. We got maybe 2 no's, and I have this 96-page, like, beautiful book that we just went to print that's coming. We're having a launch party on October 2nd that you should come to.
Yeah, of course.
So you can be a part of it next year.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
So that's going to production now. And
you're thinking about maybe moving outside of Detroit, or?
Yeah, maybe.
How's that?
I think that's like on my radar for sure. I think it's now that we know that it works, like in Chicago, we could really kill it because Crain Chicago is like a huge business. And I think that if we can take the blueprint of Detroit.
And you like the idea of bigger is better.
Yeah, I think so. Well, if I can scale it, I'm learning as I go. I didn't go to business school, but I'm learning as I go.
It seems like you've had a lot of good business education, though.
Yeah, Casey, obviously loves business. He's super entrepreneurial. He's been a huge, we call him chairman, so he's managing a lot of it too.
Yeah, he's top notch.
Yeah. So, so right now the Black Book is my baby. Lifestyle. We're doing a lot of lifestyle and real estate combined, and then maybe we move into a new market. We just need to find another Jill or someone that can help in that other city.
Isn't that funny though that in residential real estate, it's almost all the heavy hitters are women?
Yeah, that is. When you said that yesterday, I'm like, I guess I knew that, but I don't know really why.
And you're a heavy hitter down there, right?
I think so. I think I'm getting there.
Well, at
least in the top 10 or so. But
that's amazing.
I know,
right?
Especially in a short amount of time, for sure.
Yeah, that's great. You've done it all.
Yeah, I don't know why women are so much better in real estate than men, but maybe I think it's just more women get into it because they think it's going to be a flexible job, and then either you just.
What's funny is I've done a lot of real estate, both as a lawyer and personally, and even with all my experience, I can be a very difficult on my realtor.
I'm sure. Well, especially you're an attorney. They're the scariest.
I don't know that that's it, but it's just like I was talking to a realtor yesterday who wanted to sell a house I have that's not listed, and I was just being so difficult. And I could just see on the other, I could see him on the other side thinking, I just want to show the house. I mean, that's just so like
being such a pain. That's the thing. Everyone's like, real estate agents make too much money in commission.
Yeah.
It's like the unicorns majority of them are difficult deals.
Right.
And
They're all difficult.
And you don't make any money until you actually close the deal. So
right.
it's like, I've been showing this one house for 2 years. I'm like, what is my hourly rate at this point?
Yeah.
Like, it's negative, I think.
And then you finally sell it, and the first person they want to give a haircut to is the realtor. Well, I can't do this deal. I can't close unless you take a cut, right?
Yeah. Or the best is, I don't really need to sell. I'm like, okay, well, why am I doing this then? Like, it's the funniest, it's comical.
Right.
But then also when we moved over, they had all the NAR stuff going on, like in the midst of us starting our own brokerage. So we're like trying to navigate that.
And just the NAR is the class action lawsuit that was antitrust claim that was brought against realtors, and
it really highlighted the commissions.
Right.
Yeah, so that was, but now I think we have to have a buyer agency signed, which is helpful for us. So it's not people just like shopping around and working with a bunch of different realtors, which is nice. But
you do both sides of it, right? You do both the buyer and the seller, and of course, if you're representing a buyer, you want to have an agency. I mean, that only makes sense, right?
Of course, yeah. You want your best.
Well, believe it or not, it's been an hour.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. I could talk for hours.
You were amazing. I didn't bring up the reason why we know each other.
Yeah.
And I just we had a mutual friend. Let's put it that way.
I actually had a good cry about it the other day on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
His kids walked by my house and I gave them a big hug.
Aren't they beautiful?
The best.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're going to be beautiful.
He was a legend here in East Lansing. We're talking about Mike Fitzgerald and forever missed.
Forever. That is sad. Well, he brought us together and many other people that he's introduced me to. Yeah. All good people.
Anyway, it was great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
We'll have to get out on the golf course though soon.
For sure.
Yeah.
2.9?
Yeah, maybe a 3-1 now, after a round.
Posted a bad round.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm a plus 1.1, so it's been not a great summer, but we'll see.
Plus 1.1, that's not a good summer. He's not working enough. Someone needs to be the boss of this.
You sound like my staff.
So funny. Well, thanks again.
Thank
you guys. That was fun.